What's going on, guys? Jayden here today, and today I have another guitar review video for you. Now, before we get too far into the video, I just want to say that this twisty tie on my glasses is there because I was playing kickball, took a ball to the face, and it broke. Hopefully, by next video, everything should be normal because I'm going to be going home for Christmas soon. So this is probably going to be the last video in the storm of this year. But I just want to get that out of the way so you're not wondering, what's that on his glasses? Now, let's get into the review. And what are we reviewing today? Luna Gypsy Acoustic. So, starting on the review of this guitar, we'll start with some of the external features. So, on the top, top I guess, it is acoustic electric. So, we have, this is kind of like the control panel, like an equalizer. I'll do a closer video on that, but I'm kind of just going over it. Then over here is where we have where the guitar plugs in. It runs on 9 volts, so if you see me by 9 volts, it is not for my smoke alarm. It is for this. This is kind of an overview of it. It has the cutaway design rather than the dreadnought, and then we have a very cool headstock. Lunas are works of art that sound amazing, and this is probably my favorite acoustic guitar that I have had. Now let's get a closer look at some of the electronics. Alright, so I apologize for how this looks, but it's hard to get close. So here are where we have the different, I don't know what you call them, but we have the bass, the middle, and the treble, and that kind of, if you put the treble up, or that's the mid, put bass down, you'd have less bass and then more treble, and that's kind of really just to kind of get more of like a sound that you want. Phase button. Now I have no idea what that does. I have tried it plugged in, I have pressed it and haven't noticed a difference. Above that we have the volume knob, and above that is a light that will come on when the battery is dead. Over here is where we have the tuner, because this is the power button, but it also has a built-in tuner. So that is where the note comes up for the letters, and then those 3 lights below it will indicate if it's sharp, flat, or if you're actually in tune. It says Luna Acoustic on it, or Luna Guitars. That's again like the control panel where it turns on to tune it, and the volume, and really everything that kind of goes into making it sound how you want. It's kind of like the tone knobs on an electric, but it's acoustic, so it has like the I really don't know what you would call those, actually, the sliders, I guess, is the best word for it. So it's kind of like on an electric where you see like the knobs and the selector switch and all that. Now down low, so here is where your guitar plugs in, and over here is where you have the battery that's stored in there. And this is where the plug goes in. It's a normal guitar plug, just like you saw on the electric, and it's kind of like the input that you saw on the amp. There's really not much to it. I know that some acoustics will have it plug in on the side here, and there'll be sometimes I'm at an open mic and they'll try to plug it in there. I'm like, oh, it's down here. I personally like it here rather than on where the strap goes on the knob, I guess, connection point, whatever. I like it down here because it's just like a little more like an electric guitar is right there. So that's why I like it, and I'm used to playing electric. Some people might prefer it up there, and I've seen, again, guitars that go here, guitars that go here, mostly acoustic. I haven't seen electric. I think it's only acoustic that will have it go there, but that is really where the cord goes in. So that really not much to it. It's just a very simple connection point for the plug. Alright, now onto the front. It's kind of hard to get it all in because this is actually bigger than full size. It is a concert size. So as you can see, the top is spalt, and I really like how that looks. We do have the pins that hold it in, which that means there's like a kind of an O on the end of your strings, and the pin goes through it, and there's like a little groove in it that the rest of the string comes out. Not much to do with the tailpiece, or not the tailpiece, the bridge. Sorry about that, but there's not much to it. It's very simple design. I mean, like, I know that there's some more like Epiphones that have like curls on it and just look a little bit better. No pickguard on this one. I know some guitars might look like they don't, but they have clear. This one is just all wood, no pickguard. You can see in the sound hole it has the model or the name like Gypsy, serial number, and all that. Every acoustic guitar has that. The sound hole is not too big, not too small. So the bigger the sound hole, the higher the sound, the smaller, the lower. I know that there are some guitars, not necessarily Lunas, that will have triangle sound holes. I don't know if there's a difference. It probably is, but I don't know. Then right here, we have the cutaway. So this is called the cutaway design. So that's a little overview. So the cutaway is very, I guess, useful, versatile, because right here it allows your hands to get up to these frets. So far I haven't really played them unless I kind of just wanted to play a high note. Never really used them in a song. But the dreadnought design is where it kind of like comes up and is like this on both sides. Lunas, I think, have them. I know, again, it's kind of up to you which ones you like. This is easier for playing like bar chords because there's some that you have to play up high. And so I like the dreadnought design for acoustics. It's just, I kind of like how it looks too. But yeah, that's the top. Yeah, and again, love this ball. The one that I was playing in the store was a little bit cooler because I like this black line that went through it. This one doesn't really have it, but it still has like down there some of the black lines, some of the like designs in it. One guy at an open mic actually saw it and he's like, "Did your guitar get burnt?" I'm like, "No, it's just the design." But I really like it, and also the MC, as I was going into plug ups, he said, "Look at that guitar." So I love it. A lot of people like it because it's a pretty popular song guitar. It is in their starter or their like introductory series, and yeah, like if you're looking for like a Vista or something, that thing is gonna be like in the thousands range. Like even their Vista ukuleles are like $500. So this was like about $200, much cheaper option. Again, Lunas are works of art. They are amazing and they sound as good as they look. But yeah, that is the top. Now onto the neck. So the neck, if we start on top, so it's open here with no dot, and then open. This one will always be open. Then it's a moon, and it kind of starts to like wax, and then instead of having 2 on the double down here, because as you can see this 2, and then this is where the double is, you can see on the top that there is the 2 dots. But after that, it's a full moon, and then it starts to wane. And that I really thought was cool, because a lot of acoustic guitars, if they don't have the black inlays, just have dots. This, it's a little bit different than a dot. It's a moon. And it's kind of like, on a PRS, they'll have like eagles or hawks or whatever bird. But those are electrics. This one, and it's a completely different brand, but this one has the moons, and I really like that. I think that's on all of their guitars. I can't recall if it's on the ukulele. I have one at home, not with me. I don't think it does, but I really like that. I really like how it's the moons and not just plain old dots. That's actually one thing that makes it stand out from any other acoustic. Again, I really like the moon look. It's one of my favorite features of this guitar. And now onto the headstock. So the headstock on acoustic guitars is usually going to be the 3 on each side, unless you have something like a Fender. They usually have kind of like a Stratocaster. So this one takes kind of the shape of the Epiphone head, where it kind of like curves in, and again the 3 on each side. This one, the truss rod is down here rather than like coming up. Very small, very compact, and obviously says Luna and has the logo. But this one, instead of kind of dipping down in the middle, it goes up, stays flat, and then has like a little peak here. And I really like that, because like on Martin guitars, the top is just completely flat. And I kind of like having the curve in here and the little peak on top. And at the beginning I was kind of thrown off because I was used to the Epiphone head where it kind of like dips down where the peak is. Again, I really like that. That, I think, is on all Lunas. I think the ukulele, if I remember correctly, has just a flat top. I think that's kind of like another thing that sets themselves apart. Is it's kind of like a different, style. And it has the black front and just like the natural back and sides. But I really like how this one looks, especially the peak on top. That's, again, what makes it stand out. And also on the back, it has the back tuners, which I like a little bit more because you don't really see the gears. The acoustics usually tend to have more open. I like the closed. And again, it's just a very cool headstock. I really like it. And again, Lunas, I'll say it over and over again. Lunas are works of art. And now we're going to start on some of the accessories. So the first accessory is the strap. This one I saw at Guitar Center. I was looking for straps, and I saw this one. It stood out because it's beautiful with the roses and the leaves and the black. This was originally on my bass, but I didn't have this guitar at the time. As soon as I got this guitar, I knew that this was the strap for it. This strap is amazing. It is also an electric strap, and all of the straps are kind of, it doesn't really matter. It's just this guitar does not have another strap attachment point. It only has one on the bottom, and I'll get more into that once we get to the other accessory. But this strap, it just really stood out in the store, and it really looks good, especially with this ball top. It's just, with this strap, the whole thing just comes out to be a total beautiful work of art, and I'm very happy with it. Again, good quality strap. And it just, in the store, caught my eye, and it's a match made in heaven, this strap and this guitar. Now, the other accessory is this right here, and that is just a leather band that attaches to the strap and kind of comes through here to hold it up. There are some guitar straps that come with a string. I know that I had one that did come with a string. That's on my resonator back at home. I do have an extra string, so in case if something happened to this, I could have it. And that's kind of how you would attach it, unless you have the other attachment point down here. Mine doesn't, so you have to tie it up there. And what I like about this is that's more than the string, and when you're playing up here, the strings might stick out and kind of rub up against your hand, which doesn't feel very good. This one is a little more like smaller, and it's leather, and you can get it in brown or black. I got it in black because black goes with everything. Brown would be more if you had like the whole natural, and again, the strap could also affect it. But this I actually recommend getting. It's not too expensive. I'm like a little bit because it's leather, so it's a bit of a price. But again, it works beautifully with any guitar, and that's the first accessory. Just strap attacher, I guess you could call it. I like it. Again, you could use a string, or if you have the attachment point, but this is kind of like a more universal way to attach your strap. The second accessory is a guitar slide. This is the chrome one. They are chromed steel. They also come in brass and in glass. This is the steel one. This is kind of the sound that I was looking for. I have a brass one at home that's a little bit different. I'll do a separate review on that. And I also had a glass one. I dropped it and it shattered. So if you are going to get the glass one, beware. I'm just going to adjust the computer here. But this is the steel one. And this one I kind of like the sound of. And it's hollow. So you basically just put your finger through. I like my ring finger. You might want to use your pinky depending on what kind of chords you're playing. But you just kind of slide it up and down. This is more used for like a higher action guitar. This one I can really only do like the bottom string or top string one at a time. But it kind of gives it like a twang, kind of like when you think of a slide guitar, usually used in blues, bluegrass, that kind of stuff. But this I really like. So again, this is steel. They also come in brass and glass, but do be careful with the glass one, because if you drop it, it will shatter. That's what happened to my first one. And they do have different sounds. I personally like the steel sound the best. You might like brass or the glass one, depending on what kind of sound you're going for. I'm like, if you don't really know, just get all three. I'm like, I have a brass and a steel, so I'm planning to get the glass one. But this one is the one I have with me. The brass one is back at home with my resonator. So that is the guitar slide. And next up is the Capo. This brand is Kaiser. So this brand, the way that works is you press down on this right here and it opens it up. And there's this little rubber stopper on it that keeps it like from sliding too much. And this right here presses down on the strings. Now, you put it on different frets and go up. I'll show you when I play the guitar in the video. But it changes, it makes it higher. So it changes the key. Having trouble talking, but yeah, it changes the key by pressing down on it. There are some Capos that are a little bit smaller, where it clamps down on the back is where like the lever is, and you kind of tighten it with a screw. This one I like because it's just easy clamp on. The brand is Kaiser. This one is black. I know someone who had one in red. I'm not sure what other colors come in. Again, black goes with everything. A lot of stuff like accessories I have are black because it just matches. But yeah, this is the Capo that I like. Again, there's different kinds, but this is like the most straightforward clamp-on Capo. Some people clamp it to the top of their guitar, which I did on my older acoustic. I don't do that because it left a line, and I like how things look. I usually just keep it in my back pocket or just kind of on the table next to me while I'm waiting, and I really like this one. Again, Kaiser's the brand. These are great Capos, and it's a pretty good deal too, like $10 or something. But this is a Capo that I like. This is a Capo that I use, and this too, like you'll see a lot of people using. In fact, one open mic that I went to, they actually had Capos for you to use. They were Kaiser, and again, someone I knew had a red one, and I'll say it again, straightforward, just clamps on. And again, I'll show you in the video so that you know what I'm talking about. But that is the Capo. Am I forgetting one? Of course I am. The pick. This is probably the most important accessory that you can have. Now, don't think that if you don't use a pick, you're not playing guitar correctly. It took me a long time to learn how to use a pick properly, so that didn't just sound all crazy. This is a Jimi Hendrix pick for Christmas. I got a bunch of different artists, like Jimi Hendrix, Iron Maiden, Metallica, Pink Floyd was in there. I just happen to use the Jimi Hendrix one the most because, Jimi Hendrix is king. Picks, there's like light picks, medium picks, heavy. These are all medium. That's what I like, and that's just what I play with. Depending on what kind of gauge strings you use, or use nylon or steel strings, which I use, you might want a lighter or heavier pick. Again, don't feel like you have to, and this is kind of like a very standard pick shape. There are some that are more like oval, some that are more round, but this is probably going to be like the one that you see the most. You'll see parloid, you'll see just solid colors. This one I like because I'm, again, Jimi Hendrix. Again, don't feel like you need to use a pick. I know Mark Knopfler does a lot of finger picking, and he doesn't use a pick. Sometimes I just strum without the pick. I'm not going to use it in the video while I'm playing, just to kind of temper the sound a bit. But again, picks are good because they just sound good, and a lot of people use them. And so that is the pick. Okay, so for the playing demo, I'm going to do it standing up, so that way you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm just going to kind of start by playing some basic open chords, just to kind of get a sound of the guitar. And I know it's weird because you can't see my face, but that's kind of how I'm going to start it. Just some basic, simple strumming. All right, so here we go. Sounds. And now starting using the capo. So as I said, it clamps on, it changes the tone. So I'm going to put it on the 2nd fret, because that's kind of a little bit a lot of songs have them. One song actually has on the 2nd fret, so I'll kind of go through those chords, and this just kind of, and I'll move it up and down as I'm playing it, so you kind of like understand what it does. So here we go. And then if we move it up to here, you can move this up as high as you want to. Like if you want to go up here, yeah, so, and then if we take it off, play it back up here. And the way that works is kind of like it's replacing the top right here. So where you would play chords like on the 1st fret, if you put it on the 2nd, the 1st fret then becomes what is really the 3rd. But that is how the capo works, and that's the different keys that you can get in. Again, it can be moved up anywhere on the fretboard, kind of like a bar chord, but stays there and changes the tune. So that is the capo. And now using the guitar slide. So I'm going to put it on my 3rd finger. So that's kind of how it would sound like if using on one finger. One thing would be like, you know, using on the blues. Yeah, but again, this slide and this guitar works better on one like string with the. And again, it's not a resonator, so it's not gonna sound as good, but that's how the slide works. Okay, so I just want to apologize for like the sloppiness of this video and how fast I'm talking. I'm just trying to get done before my roommate gets back, so I don't have to worry about him coming in during filming or while he's in the room and him having to endure this. I apologize for just how awkward it is. I will be taking speech next semester, so hopefully I should get better at this. But that's kind of it for the overview of that guitar. This is going to be the last one in the dorm probably until Christmas. I'm taking the train back, so I might do a vlog on the train because it's a 24-hour train ride. I might do a Christmas vlog, who knows. But this is kind of just the last review that we get out. There will be a Christmas song this year, so get your hopes up for that. And there will be some other guitar reviews at home, not so much in this dorm, but there will be more coming. Again, so that's just kind of the conclusion of this video. And we also have to get the dorm ready for inspection because they inspected before Christmas, and they want to be like spotless. So that's gonna take a lot of work. So it's again kind of just a video to get out there, to get a video up. So again, stay tuned. There's always more to come. All right, guys. So thanks for watching. Yeah, I almost got this stuck in my finger, but thank you for watching. Again, there'll be more coming. But until next time, Jayden Earth.